I'm at the parents' house. This is Mr. Tony T. It is quite chilly up here, but it's also in the middle of the country. It's beautiful. Slightly dirty window. Anyway, we're off to the races. In a rush. I've got to go. Bye. Literally, we just drove up to these gates, which are like big security gates, and just on driving up, they just opened. So whoever lives at Wakefield, get slightly better security. Anyway, I love these country roads. You do loads and loads of tight little technical corners and then big open straights just with nothing on them. It's so nice. And what a day as well. Look at the weather. It's a Sunday and it's like baking hot. It's only mid-February. Brilliant. Cool. So one of the most amazing things with this car, it's only a 2.5 litre, no turbos, nothing. It's just naturally aspirated, flat 6 engine. And what's so brilliant is it's got a 49-51, so near enough 50-50 weight distribution in this car, which means as you're tearing around little roads and little lanes and things like that, you feel like you're doing like 200 miles an hour when you're only doing like 35-40. And also the noise as well with the top down is so loud that you're just poodling along, but you feel like you're flying on with your hair on fire. It's so much fun. It's a brilliant little car. So this little video, I've just stopped in the middle of the road, so I'm going to pull up somewhere a little bit better and just do 5 things. That is kind of one of them, but I won't include it. 5 things I absolutely love about the Porsche Boxster 986. This is a 1998 car as well, so it's the back end of 98, I think. So it's, well, 20 years old. 20 years old, and you know, I drove a new BMW M4 not that long ago. This is funner. It just is fun. It's just so much fun. It's an awesome little car. So anyway, so I'm going to pull up somewhere, give you 5 reasons why you should buy one of these, and then go and do some shopping as usual. I do a lot of shopping, but I think that's mainly this one. Is it? No?
No, it's you.
Yeah, it probably is me. Anyway, I'm going to go and pull up, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Cheers. Cool. So I've parked up in this beautiful little road. I think there's a monster house up here, so I don't know whether this is private or not. We might just have a little poodle up here. I've written these down on my iPhone just because you know, trying to come up with things and remember them all for a video is a little bit difficult. I couldn't come up with 5. I've reduced it to the most that I can do, which is 7. So number 1, going to rattle through these. Timeless design. Loads of people respect the Porsche Boxster 986, the very first design. It's very historical for Porsche. It was one of those Kickstarter designs that that really put Porsche back on the map. They sold tons of them. Before that era, it was a very, very high-end, prestigious car. No one could get their hands on them. And then they came up with the Boxster because they wanted to just hit that sort of top-end sports car bracket just to start, you know, essentially just making some money. And it worked brilliantly. And it's a brilliant little car. They put everything into it, designed it from the ground up, new chassis, new bodywork. Everything in this car was designed from the ground up. So very respected car within the Porsche community as well. So you got a lot of smiles and nods from people as you're driving around. So that's number one. Number two, which might just be this car particularly, the exhaust. This has a sports exhaust on it. I'm not sure what's been done to it by previous owners, but God, it really does roar. Like for a little 2.5, you put your foot down, it really just opens up and screams. It's so, so beautiful, especially on a day like this with the top down, where you can just hear every single tone of the exhaust and the engine working together. It just sounds beautiful. Number three, it's a convertible. I don't really need to say much more. I've had a couple of convertibles in my time and they're always the most fun. Agreed that in the winter time they're not brilliant. Yeah, they're a little bit colder, especially this. It's a rag top, not a hard top. But yeah, on a day like today, it's a little bit chilly, but the sun's out. Put the top down, it is beautiful. Number four. So it's not easy, but it's easier than a lot of cars to get parts and upgrades for. So there's been a couple of little things that I needed to sort out. The roof switch that's up here, which is a little clip that presses it, went on this car when I first got it, so you couldn't put the top down or up. So yeah, I just went on eBay and for I think about 50 quid ordered a new one, bolted it straight in, done. So there are a lot of these parts available, electrics, all the wiring and different rolling chassis that have been stripped as well. So you can get parts pretty easily. And also a lot of the parts you can update. So the lights on this car, particularly the rear lights, the rear brake light, the headlights as well, or the inners of the front headlights, sorry, they're all updated to the newer spec Boxster, the 987. Before they sort of started changing, not the front headlights, but a few different shapes, so they wouldn't fit. But the rear headlights are the newer car, sort of, I think up to about 05, you can get the same lights for all the cars, they all fit. The front ones, you can get clear ones. I haven't done that. I don't think I will, because this is a very original car. But the rear brake lights on either side, they're fully LED, full Porsche parts, but they're the newer lights. So yeah, that's number four. Easy to get parts and update those parts as well. Apology if it's a bit windy. I'm parked on a very, very flat open field and all this wind sort of rushing through. I have got my micro muff on the camera here, so hopefully that helps. Number five, it's a manual car. So personally, for a little sports car, or older ones as well, they've got to be manual. It's an integral part of the car. You can feel the car. You have so much control over everything, every single thing on this road. There's no traction control in this car either. So you steer the car, you point it in the right direction, you control the throttle, the braking, you dip the clutch and you change gear when you want, not when the car just decides that's when you need to change gear. So personally for me, that is integral on a proper little sports car. I do agree, and some of you might comment and say that the newer cars have PDK, the Porsche double clutch. That's a whole different ballgame. They're brand new cars, have been out for a few years now, agreed, but you know, that's 5 times, 6 times what this car costs. Probably more than that to get one of those because it's so new. So for this sort of era, manual all day long. Number 6, handling. So hopefully you can see in some of the videos around those twisty corners, you can throw this into any corner and it just sticks. That 50-50 weight distribution. Coming into the corner, you take your foot off the accelerator and let all of that weight just dip over the front wheels and turn in, and it just grips and you can power out from the apex beautifully. Every single time. It just never ceases to amaze me, this car on handling. And last but not least is the cost. I'm still blown away by realistically how little this car has cost me. Like, I never in a million years thought I'd be living in central London in a flat that me and my girlfriend own with a, you know, with a good job held down and driving around a little Porsche. It just wasn't something that I thought was on the cards for a few years' time. And now I am, and it's actually a lot more affordable. The fuel on this, I do always put 99 octane into it, which is probably stupid, but it just seems to run better. It's a little bit more expensive, but I'm still getting 27, 28 miles per gallon in this easily. So yeah, cost wise, running wise, it's good. Tax is about, I don't know, 250 quid a year, something like that, so it's not too bad. So yeah, and the insurance group is only 36, I think, so it's not too high on that either. So all around, it's a really, really affordable, best bit of fun you could possibly get, personally. I've got a lot coming up with this car. We've got the Mod Ball Rally as well. A lot of big teams have been confirmed for that as well. So this old man is going to be driving around with some very, very loud and obnoxious cars. I'm going to stick GoPros all over the car and film all of that for you guys as well. So there's a lot more Mod Ball content to come, but I'm just sort of, you know, piecing the bits together to make sure that content is really, really good on the build up, and Mod Ball itself is just going to be absolutely chaotic. So really, really looking forward to that. So yeah, that's it. That's me. I'm Mr. Tony T. Please like, subscribe below. Please share this as well. You have no idea how much that helps. It's just sharing this to other people. Those views and subscribers do count on the YouTube algorithms to get this channel really up and running. So yeah, back to a bit more car content this time. Plenty more to come with this car, and a few other cars as well. So please do keep an eye out for the next video. And that's it really. I'm going to check out this massive house. If it is amazing, we get some good shots, that will follow this as a bit of a B-reel before we properly close off this. But yeah, cheers guys, thank you. Catch you on the next one. Bye.